Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna DeBerry, and I am the President and CEO of the County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce. Standing with me is the County of San Diego Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the Asian Business Association, and we are the Strategic Alliance. The purpose of the press conference today is to provide information on resources and assistance available to small businesses that have been impacted by the flood, and also to show solidarity for social change that will help build an ecosystem, a framework that will help our local government and our organizations create an equitable recovery plan. Because what we know is that the data shows that businesses of color and low-income communities suffer the worst outcomes, bear the greatest risk and damage from the effect of natural disasters. And when these disasters happen, there are two important actions that must happen quickly. Number one is communication, and the second is collaboration. So now, in the aftermath of these disastrous floods, no one person, no one entity can get the work done to rebuild devastated communities and businesses. And as I look behind me and the sides of me, and even in the audience here, these are the people, in the spirit of solidarity, local community organizations and allies like the Urban League, Latino Professionals, Downtown Partnership, Workforce Partnership, BayPAC, the Urban Collaborative, the NAACP, the YMCA, Allied Health, San Diego Foundation, I can keep naming, EDC, the Burnham Center, and so many numerous organizations that have come together to provide advocacy, information, and resources to support an equitable natural disaster recovery plan. What we have seen over the last 2 weeks is local organizing, community alliances, and public and private partnerships, because this is the future for rebuilding and reimagining our hardest districts. The Strategic Alliance and partnering organizations are here today to say, we are not only a resource for our small businesses and our impacted communities, we are also a resource to help our local government be the change makers by addressing any and all systemic factors that could lead to any type of inequitable disaster recovery outcomes. But because by working together, identifying and leveraging the unique strengths of public and private organizations, we can address a lot of these complex community challenges and provide aid to the urgent needs of our small business communities. This collaboration will better position our county to reduce any type of racial disparities, provide equitable assistance, and ensure that all communities and businesses have the resilient resources and opportunities that's going to be needed for a strong recovery. Because of private donors and donations, the County of San Diego and the Strategic Alliance, which we're all a part of, will be providing grants to small businesses in communities that were hit the hardest by the recent storms. And so our call to action is to donate, either to go to the County of San Diego's Black Chamber of Commerce site or to support the Strategic Alliance. You can also go to San Diego Foundation, because they are also matching funds. We are also deeply, deeply committed to working collectively and collaboratively for the greater good of a devastated community. And now I'd like to introduce the Strategic Alliance. Can't even get it out. The Strategic Alliance that would like to just say a few words about our collaboration and commitment. I would like to first introduce Josie Flores, who is the President and CEO of the San Diego County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Josie.
Thank you, Donna, and thank you for bringing us all together and uniting us. Together, we stand stronger. Together, we can help more families out there, more businesses out there. I am really honored to be here with our leadership, with our elected officials who are really working hard to get that message out. We are here for you. Estamos aquí por ustedes. Unidos, estamos aquí para ustedes, para ayudarlos. Contact us. You see everybody here. Contact us, and together we're going to provide what we need to provide for you. Thank you.
Good morning, Jason Paggi, representing the Asian Business Association of San Diego. Proud to stand here today with our partners with the Strategic Alliance, the County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Donna, and the San Diego County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Josie. Together, we represent San Diego's most diverse small businesses, among the most impacted by these storms. Specific to our community, the San Diego region is home to more than 30,000 Asian and Pacific Islander-owned businesses. They generate an impact of more than $5 billion to our region. Imagine the impact of all of our small businesses in our region and what they contribute. We simply can't afford to not support these small businesses, the jobs they provide, and the families they feed. We'll continue to support our small businesses in times of hardship, just like we've done before with a lot of the same people here that are here today. We're here to call on our elected leaders to take action. We'll continue to seek support and call on our partners at the city and the county to make sure our small businesses have the resources they need to recover and rebuild, which is why we're glad to stand here today with Mayor Gloria, Chairwoman Vargas, Supervisor Montgomery Stepp, the County Board of Supervisors, together with our philanthropic partners at the San Diego Foundation, who've continually stepped up in times of need for our most stressed communities. We're looking forward to finding solutions between public, private, nonprofit entities so that no community or small business is left behind. We've seen this playbook before. We just need to make sure that we're working together. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of San Diego, somebody who is a dear friend and ally and somebody who supported us in times of need, especially throughout COVID. It has been intentional in the way that he's decided and worked with the city to disperse funds and work with all of our partners in our region. So I'd like to introduce Mayor Todd Gloria.
Thank you, Jason, and good morning, everyone. I want to start right off by thanking the Strategic Alliance for bringing us together, along with the other trusted neighborhood organizations and community advocates who are here, who have been doing tremendous work in the last 2 to 3 weeks to respond to the natural disaster that had occurred in these communities on January 22nd. And I want to say that at the outset, San Diego experienced a natural disaster. There are no two ways about it. It's the most significant storm in our city's history in the last century. And for the communities in the Chollas Creek watershed, it was a devastating catastrophe that has changed lives forever. Hundreds of homes have been ruined, hundreds of people have been displaced, their treasured belongings are now gone, and businesses and nonprofits have been damaged. Now, I've been on the ground, I've been seeing the despair and disbelief firsthand. I've talked with the residents, I've listened to the small business owners. It's absolutely profoundly heartbreaking to see what is going on in these communities in the aftermath of the flood. As mayor, I remain committed to doing absolutely everything we can at the city to help these communities recover. And while we've made multiple city services available to the impacted residents and their homes, I also know that a component of this recovery must focus on small businesses. It's going to be necessary for these communities to truly and fully recover. And so the City of San Diego will do what it can to help. At my direction, our city's Economic Development Department has created an emergency relief grant program to support affected local small businesses and nonprofits. This program will provide grants for up to $2,500 and up to $5,000 depending upon the business or nonprofit's location. Our goal is to provide roughly 100 awards. I want to thank Christina Bibler, who is here today, our Economic Development Director, and her team, many of whom are also here today, for working quickly to get this program stood up and prepared to start accepting applications. City staff and volunteers, in partnership with our Strategic Alliance partners, will be in the community this afternoon. They're going to be going door to door, handing out flyers to ensure that businesses and nonprofits in the impacted areas are aware of the opportunity to apply for these funds. This program will officially launch on Monday, February 12th, and when an application link will go live on the city's website. The web address is sandiego.gov/ERG, Emergency Relief Grants, sandiego.gov/ERG. We know that it will take some time for applicants to gather together the documentation that will be necessary, and so I want to encourage those eligible businesses and nonprofits to be ready to apply once that application goes live next week. It's because this is going to be a first-come, first-served program. The application will be available in Google Translate, meaning to say that it will be available in the multiple languages that are found in this particular community, and grantees will be able to communicate with the city in their preferred language during ongoing case management. Now, as I've said, this is one of just many ways that the city is attempting to help these communities recover. I've called the White House and asked them to declare this as a disaster here in San Diego. Doing so would unlock significant resources to help the city and the impacted communities recover. I've been in touch directly with our governor on multiple occasions. I received a call from our Vice President, Kamala Harris, to express her support for our communities and desire to help us rebuild. My incredible community engagement team, one of whom is here today, Coral Taylor. Thank you for all you've been doing the last few weeks, Coral. You can't understand how much work Coral has done over the last number of weeks. I deeply appreciate your direct commitment to these communities and willingness to go out there and hear from folks and help us inform our response. Coral and her colleagues have been going door to door in the impacted neighborhoods since the storm. They now lead a team that by the end of today will have covered more than 60 streets in the impacted areas, visiting more than 1,000 homes. Coral and her colleagues will have distributed 18,000 pieces of literature, making sure that residents have trusted and verified information that they need to help with this recovery. We've stood up an emergency shelter in Balboa Park. We've created a one-stop local assistance center in Mountain View, and we've created 4 resource hubs where we can collect donations and then immediately distribute them to families in need. On Monday, I'll be bringing forward a proposal to the City Council for its consideration to further help those who are impacted by the flood by waiving building permit, demolition, and waste disposal fees normally charged by the city. At the end of the day, this is not a day or week-long effort. This is a months-long, possibly years-long effort to support the communities of Southcrest, of Mount Hope, of Encanto, of Shelltown, of Grant Hill, and of Rolando. And I will be here to help rebuild and help them improve their lives and their livelihoods. We will do this work in every way and every day until the work is done. So I want to thank again the partners for being here. As was mentioned by Donna DeBerry, we cannot do this alone. We must be united, not divided, if we want to make sure that we have the impacts that we need at the speed in which people need it. Coming together today, I think, is a very strong signal to everyone involved. This community is united. We will rebuild. We will recover. We will get through this. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the person that has been my total partner throughout this whole effort. While there's tremendous damage in the city of San Diego, there are other cities in this county that were impacted that are under states of emergency declaration, as well as parts of our unincorporated county area. She has been, again, a tremendous partner, taking my call at whatever hour of the day or night. Nora, I appreciate your openness and your willingness to partner with the city on a multitude of response efforts. I give you our chair of the County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Nora Vargas.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. This has been a tough couple of weeks for all of us, and I think it's extremely important to note that because what I have seen in the last 2 weeks is who we really are as San Diegans. Is anytime there is a catastrophe and our communities are impacted, we come together. So thank you to the Strategic Alliance for taking the calls. It is wonderful to be able to work with the mayor directly and identify where the challenges are so that we are able to really help our communities. And you know, the extensive damage that happened throughout our region, you know, we've been able to identify over 3,000 people who, both people and small businesses that have been impacted. Supervisor Montgomery Stepp and I, she's been on the job for a short amount of time, but I can tell you that together we are making sure that the communities that have been underinvested for so many years are not going to be forgotten, and they're not going to be, we're going to make sure that we do everything that we can to make sure that we rebuild. As you know, we made sure that we immediately created we had a special meeting of the Board of Supervisors where we were able to allocate $10 million of support. $10 million may sound like a lot of money, but for the impact that has been and the damage that has been caused in our communities, it's only the beginning of the amount of resources that we need to make sure that we are reinvesting and making sure that these communities are able to build. As you know, last week we requested, and under the California Disaster Assistance Act, which was very quickly approved by Governor Newsom and Cal OES, grateful to Cal OES, and they're here today, and they've been our true partners in this process. And as you know, Governor Newsom yesterday declared this a major disaster declaration, which really helps us. And as the mayor said, the county also, myself, sent a letter to President Biden, have been working with the White House to make sure that they understand the severity of what has happened in this community. We also want to make sure that everybody remembers that Small Business Administration and FEMA teams have been on the ground already, and they're assessing the damage so that we can advocate for more state and federal funds. This is going to have to be an everyday thing, pushing and advocating so that those resources come to our community. I want to make sure that I assure everyone that as the chairwoman of the Board of Supervisors, I am about action and about finding solutions and making sure that what we do is equitable and fair. We're going to be doing everything that we can to make sure that our affected businesses, especially those in underinvested communities, are able to rebuild. Again, I want to thank all of the nonprofit organizations that we have partnered with, the Black Chamber of Commerce, the San Diego Foundation, our community partners, all of you that are here, for all the great work that you're doing. For anyone that's still affected, as you remember, please call 211 if you need housing, if you need food, if you need information. Business owners are also family members. They're human beings, so they're having to deal with the fact that they lost their business, but also their families may have been impacted and themselves may be impacted. So we want to make sure that you have your basic needs met, and that is what we're going to do at the county. So call 211 or go to Alert San Diego, where you can actually get the information as updated as we can. Así que rápidamente quiero decirle a todos muchísimas gracias por todo el trabajo que esta alianza está haciendo por nuestras comunidades. En realidad el impacto que tuvo esa tormenta en nuestras comunidades fue algo que nunca se había visto. Para nosotros como condado es sumamente importante hacer todo lo posible para invertir en las comunidades que fueron impactadas. Como ustedes saben, el Distrito 1 y el Distrito 4 de la supervisora Montgomery Stepp fueron los distritos más impactados, por lo cual tuvimos una junta especial en donde pudimos dar $10 millones para empezar a trabajar para rehabilitar las comunidades que fueron más impactadas. Sabemos que los negocios pequeños no solamente son negocios, son personas individuales que tienen familias, las cuales han sido grandemente impactadas. Estamos muy agradecidas con el gobernador Newsom. Estamos haciendo todo lo posible para que el presidente y la Casa Blanca entienda el impacto que esta comunidad ha tenido. Vamos a seguir trabajando, vamos a seguir luchando, pero por lo pronto vayan al 211 si necesitan más información. Muy agradecidos con toda esta alianza que está trabajando para ayudar a nuestras comunidades. With that, it is my honor to introduce Mark Stewart, CEO and President of the San Diego Foundation, who was one of the first people that I talked to and has done an exceptional job to be as nimble as possible so that our communities have the resources that they need moving forward. So thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Supervisor Chair Vargas. And also thanks to my good friend Donna DeBerry and the County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce for bringing all of us together today. At San Diego Foundation, we exist to inspire enduring philanthropy and to enable community solutions to improve the quality of life in our region. The January 22nd floods devastated several communities in our region, leaving hundreds without shelter, clothing, or food. Later that week, San Diego Foundation launched the San Diego Flood Response Fund to provide much-needed assistance to the nonprofits serving these communities, like the Jackie Robinson YMCA, the Harvey Family Foundation, and Sharia's Closet. These nonprofits that have provided important, much-needed services to the community for years, they quickly stepped up to serve our flood survivors. The grants we awarded to them are a commitment to provide temporary housing, mitigation, and restoration of damaged homes and clothing to those who have none. We also awarded a grant to the County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce to address food security. With that grant funding, the Chamber was able to pay family-owned restaurants to provide hot meals to flood survivors. It also helped those family-owned restaurants to stay in business while their regular customers assessed the damage to their homes and in some cases moved elsewhere. This is the power of community coming together. There is so much work to be done as we move towards recovery by both nonprofit partners and for-profit businesses. Thank you all for being here today, for your continued partnership, and for your work for just, equitable, and resilient communities. This Tuesday, San Diego Foundation announced our second matching gift to the Flood Response Fund. We committed $500,000 if another $1 million can be raised. So $1 of San Diego Foundation support for every $2 that comes in from others. This should generate another $1.5 million for the fund, as we know many flood victims and survivors will need housing and supportive care for many months to come. Please consider making a gift to the San Diego Flood Response Fund at sdfoundation.org/flood response. Now I'd like to introduce a small business owner who was impacted by our recent floods, Shantae Brown, the owner of Happy Time Learning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Shantae Brown. I'm a child care provider of 27 years in District 4. I am the owner of Happy Time Learning Academy, and I'm also a proud member of the Child Care Provider Association Union, also known as UDW. The recent flood disaster has a profound impact on my business and many other child care providers' businesses as well. For myself, we are experiencing a leak in our roof that has left me with having to place a pot in the entryway of my daycare. And that way is the way that the parents come in, the way that the children leave in and out. So this is, since this rain has started again, this has been an ongoing theme. We have also had to work with the odor that the wetness is leaving behind. It's setting into the wood. In addition to that, my wooden gates to our entryway and our playground, they have swollen up, and now they're not latching. That is creating a safety issue for us. I'm urging you all to help us local business owners with repairs, as our insurance are denying our claims, and a lot of us are barely making ends meet, as we are the key to helping our community thrive, and especially for us that are helping in the day-to-day activities of working with children, as they are our future leaders. Thank you for listening and allowing me to use my voice on behalf of the business owners all over the world. Thank you.
I think we may have one more business, excuse me, one more business owner. Am I wrong? Okay. No? Okay. I thought we did. So, okay, I apologize. All right. Excuse me. So in closing, I think this is a great opportunity for everyone to see it's not just the people that are up here, but I can only tell you that the people who are sitting here too, and the people that you don't see, that every day are working hard for this recovery process. It's so many people that we just can't visually see in this room, that every day that are working hard. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, everyone is here. Are there any other comments from anyone else up here? Okay, thank you very much.